My name is Will Barrett,
I'm Mike Willis.
and as we said earlier, our presentation will be on the Mars, the past, present, and future exploration. And basically, I remember Professor Wabi showed us a video a couple of weeks back, a couple months back about Mars, and it kind of intrigued both of us, so we want to do our project on that. Basically, go over the past exploration up there to Mars, as well as what's going on in the present day, and then the future hopes of us actually having like manned missions to Mars within the next couple of years. So we're gonna start off with the first slide with a few facts about Mars.
Few facts we have about Mars. To get to that real quick. Mars, the Romans actually called Mars the god of war. Mystery possessed by the planet has always been cited, and the curiosity of humans, and the belief that also that aliens lived on Mars. Some movies had ideas of green Martians and things like that, but actually Mars and Earth are almost equal, almost have equal rotational period at its axis. Mars takes about 37 minutes in rotation upon its axis, though Mars today is identical to today. While the Earth takes approximately 365 days to rotate around the sun, Mars takes 687 days actually. And right here is Mars, actually the fourth planet from the sun, named after the Greek god of war, and it's much smaller than the Earth that people actually know about. It has two moons. I don't know how to pronounce it all the way, like Phobos and Deimos. It's thin the atmosphere than the Earth, so it can retain heat. Summer days is like 70 degrees. Winter days is like 100 degrees below zero, actually. So it's quite cold up there.
And so the next slide, we went to past Mars exploration. And we had one of the, I didn't go all the way back to the first one, but one of the few examples was the Mars Pathfinder, which was launched December 4th, 1996. And that actually discovered an ancient floodplain in the Mars Northern Hemisphere. The next one was the Mars Global Surveyor, which launched in November 7th, 1996. And that one, its main mission was operated longer than any other Mars spacecraft in history. And they also had the Phoenix, which launched August 4th, 2007. And the main goal for the Phoenix was the mission was to dig up and analyze icy soil and then go through its composition and see what it was made up of. And this comes to present day Mars missions. We have currently right now we have the Mars Curiosity rover, which is on Mars right now. It launched November 26, 2011. And the plans of the Curiosity rover were to determine the nature of the organic compounds of the planet and determine the makeup and composition of rocks and soil, and then send that data back. And we have a quick little video.
Before we get to the clip, I want to say a few words. Mars has been a place that NASA and other organizations wanted to conquer since the Apollo mission. And there's been several decades since anyone has sent anything to Mars. Lately, Mars has been the main focus. At first, everything was about the moon, actually. This is because in 1989, President George Bush, the senior, called a manned mission to Mars, Sky and Telescope. It cost a lot of money and effort, and then in 1969, people were celebrating the first manned mission on the moon, so people really didn't care as much about Mars, so they didn't, they wasn't so hyped about it. So when Mariner 6 and 7 went to Mars, nobody really cared. They were actually two flybys by Mars. The main job was to measure the ionosphere of Mars, and that was it, really. So you go to the clip.
Moving. So basically for the next slide, we have future Mars missions, and we're gonna skip those two links, but in 2010, President Barack Obama signed a bill to confirm man-controlled missions to Mars by 2030, and that's kind of been our main focus as of lately. Like Mike had said earlier, first we were all focused on the moon, but now that's a past frontier, so now we're all focusing on Mars, just kind of thinking that maybe one day it could be inhabited by humans and maybe animals and everything like that. And also, the USA isn't the only country that's interested in having Mars missions. They have the European Space Agency is planning a trip to send astronauts by 2030, so that's not too far away from now, right? Actually, so there should be man-made missions within the next couple of 10, 20 years of sending somebody to orbit around Mars, and then hopefully the conditions are right to be able to actually land on the planet.
And the rovers that they sent are very important to information to the Earth. Yeah, they not have a scientific instrument, but the latest MRI robots sent to Mars were designed as robotic geologists. Yeah. The instruments and the equipment packed into the rovers were primarily to investigate the rocks. Remember the last time we did a presentation, they said they found a certain kind of rock. I forgot the name of the rock, and they found the certain kind of rock, and it was just something different that they haven't seen yet. But the Rovers now are much larger vehicles, and they weigh more than like 180 kilograms, and it could travel up to tens of meters every day and carries an entire set of scientific instruments and whatnot. So, you know, to brush off the rocks and things of that nature.
That's one thing that we want to touch on with our research project, was to dabble in the past and the present and the future of Mars, because it's going to be basically a main topic within the next 15 years.
Good.
Now, why is it the saying that says men came from Mars and women from Venus?
It just sounds good.
Different planet. I guess they say
Different minds,
people.
different planets.
Yeah, different mind, different planet. People think. Well, men and women think differently.
Yeah, because men from Pluto and women from like Uranus doesn't sound right, so he ran with that.
Okay, thank you very much.